Hi, my name is David Barmer. I work for Yorba Water District for 31 and a half years. Just a little over a year and a half of retirement now. Enjoying every moment of it. I was a lead worker for the fire hydrant crew, which consisted of backflows, pressure reducing stations, air vacs, and customer service. I was kind of amazed. I'd actually worked for the city of Fullerton, and then I was out of water. I worked for them for 7 years, and then we decided to move out of state and decided that we didn't want to do that and came back to California. And it took about a year to get back in the water, and this was the one position that I was able to get in, and I had my D1 at that time. When I first got here, I felt like I went from the 80s back into the 50s because of the condition. Yorba, it was like a closet community. The housing boom hadn't started yet, and the district yard down here, it looked like a POW camp. I called it Stalag 13 when I first got here. The people that really influenced me when I first got here, working through the years, one was Pedro Garcia. He was a maintenance worker, and his self-drive, and I mean, he put in 8 hours of work. When he came to work, he gave you 8 hours. And he helped to teach me the dry barrel fire hydrants because I was used to wet barrel. He also trained me how to do the collection system on the old Myers sewer truck. Well, I think in the positions that I had, I liked them all. I spent 7 years in the collection system with Pedro, and then also with Diane for a while. She came over and I helped train her. I think the hydrant crew, when I took over the hydrant crew, I really enjoyed that. Putting the maintenance, the preventive maintenance programs together and stuff, it was inspirational to me. Well, I remember the one incident that we did have. I was on call and we lost power to the lift station. And I came driving in, I believe, trying to think of what you call it, like a downdraft. And it actually came through Yorba Ranch Park. And down here on Ridgefield, down next to the settling basins, it snapped all those big power poles. And we had to get the generator, so I called John DeCrisio out. We had to load it in the back of the truck to get the lift station back up and running, but it was pitch black here. We had no power, the lines were down, and it was all about halfway through town, and didn't even know what happened. I had no idea that all the trees had snapped down at Yorba Regional Park. And so I took John out, out there, and I left him with the truck, and some coyote come up out of the riverbed or the lake bed. And it was no more than 25 feet away, and I just told John, good luck. And I had to come back here and start calling in other people for the emergency. We just didn't have the tools to do a lot of the work. I see like the fleet that we have, the trucks that we used to have, I remember the floorboards were rotted out. And now we got new trucks. We got the equipment to be able to do our jobs a whole lot easier. We have a CMMS program now that everything's computerized. You can send the stuff out to the trucks already, being out in the field, and instead of having to bring the workers back into the yard. So it's been night and day that I see, and I think it's moving this district forward.
My career began at Yorba Water District in, I think it was February of '97 or '98. I'm an old man, but yeah, I believe it, definitely February, and I think it was '97. I retired in February of 2013. The first day, it was kind of unique in the sense that I had, of course, interviewed with the district, with the then personnel director, general manager, and assistant general manager, which happened to be yourself, if you remember. But on the day that they offered me the position, the following day I came to the district, and they drove me over to a restaurant called Polly's. It's here in Yorba. And unbeknownst to me, there was all the department heads as well as the key supervisory maintenance personnel. And they introduced me to all of those. The general manager, Bill Robinson at that time, introduced me to the people I would be working with. And I'll never forget it because that's the first time that had ever happened. I thought it was a kind of a forward type movement to introduce me to the group. But it goes to show that the group was not a giant group, as you might imagine. Everybody sitting down to have lunch. There was probably 25 people there. And the first thing I had a problem with is trying to remember everybody's name, of course, being just, you know, introduced to them kind of cold. But I do remember they were all very warm. I remember Diane Dalton, as an example, was one of the first ones after the lunch was over to come up to me and shake my hand and congratulate me. The fondest memories I had were the personnel themselves. Each individual are individuals, and they would, the longer you work with them, the more you know about them. Their wives, their kids, things like that. Those are things that are all shared. And all of those things were, to me, very important. Here at Yorba, some of the biggest challenges that we faced were all of our compliance rules and regulations that we were obligated in order to keep the water system up and healthy and working for the public's health and safety. And it was a struggle for a lot of people. Yet the district embraced it with the fact that they would encourage training. We set up some instructors to come in and hold classes for us, things of that nature. In addition, there were other regulations, emergency management things, certification, working with fire departments, disaster control, things like that, that we were kind of designated as a backup to work in those areas, national emergency response programs, and we had to practice those, and the staff had to practice from the lowest level individual clear up to the supervisory and management personnel had to be involved in this. So those rules and regulations were very demanding, over and above the day-to-day providing water and sewer collection system maintenance. Yorba Water District is, I don't know, an enigma in the sense that it started as a little irrigation district. And if you look at it today and the end results of this district and what it provides to the community, you can only blame that on the people who have worked here and made the changes and the transition to what Yorba Water District is today. And I just hope for the future that the people, the employees of the district, see additional transitions, because there's going to be more changes occur in this community. And I just hope they are up to the task of going up the bat like the employees of the past have done, and keep the district humming along and, you know, providing the water to the people.
My first memory was Bertha and Clyde Bushaw, and the fact that I met Wendy and they dropped me off at Route 40 and I read all day, walking around that track. Clyde Bushell, who I just mentioned before, he was my boss. He kept me under his wing and he taught me everything. And then again, going into maintenance, Jeff McDonald, he taught me how to operate a backhoe and work in the ditches and repair water mains. Some of my fondest memories are working for customers, working with a great group of gentlemen that I work with, reading meters on my own and making repairs. The first position that I started in was reading meters. I trained several meter readers. Shortly after that, I moved up to maintenance, backhoe operators, and then I became a senior lead worker and ran the sewer cleaning crew. There was one particular incident that happened while cleaning sewers. Drove a truck down an easement and spooked a horse. The horse jumped a fence, went running out into Yorba and Pearl Highway. Fortunately, there was a horseman that owned the pancake house, and he was able to rescue that horse and save it from getting killed. That's probably the biggest memory that sticks out. Well, I only recall best things, and working with my daughter has been an experience. The fact that she's in the department that I first started, reading meters, she's done a great job, and it's just been like a coworker. She's just another person until we get home, and then of course we can talk and exchange what has happened to us in that day at Yorba Water District. With the district, I hope they remember the fact that I was a hard worker and I loved working for the customers and getting the job done properly.
Well, my name is Michael Payne, and I began my career here at Yorba Water District in April of 1973, and I retired in December of 2008. My first job here was in the engineering department as a surveyor, engineering designer. In 1978, I promoted to engineering manager, and I held that position until 1993, at which time I was promoted to the assistant general manager's position. When Bill Robertson retired in 2003, I was promoted to the general manager and fulfilled my 5-year contract here at the district. The first time that I stepped on the footsteps of Yorba Water District, at that time it was Yorba County Water District, I was taken back. It was kind of in a country setting. There was more farmland, there was more orange groves, lemon groves, avocado groves. And I just wasn't used to that type of a setting, coming from a big city. I was also surprised at seeing that the administration department was at Plamosa Drive in Yorba Linda, while the operations was down at 913 Richfield Road in Placentia. That kind of surprised me a little bit, but that was my first thought when I walked through that door. On my very first day at the Water District, one of the first sites that we went to was Fairmont Reservoir, because at that time it was just being completed and the Fairmont booster station was just finished. I got to see that firsthand, what it looked like, and I was really amazed at the technology and the construction that went into that facility. I had the great opportunity to attend the rededication here this year of a brand new booster station. It was the dreams of many people seeing this administration building. It was the dreams of Ralph Shook, of Bill Workman, of Bill Robertson, all general managers before me. I had the great opportunity to see it finished, and I was very proud to bring the employees of the office together with the employees of the field. I thought it was a good morale booster for everybody. I think it was well deserved. I think it really serves the people of Yorba very well. It's much easier, it's more efficient. We have the state-of-the-art technology here with our dispatch and our operations right here. I think the hopes of Yorba Water District for the future are great. I think you have a great team of people here at the district. I think that they have learned from some of the managers in the past. I think that we've learned from people that have retired. We have a lot of people with a lot of education, a lot of knowledge of what Yorba is. They're getting the tools that they need. I've talked to several employees. The board of directors are very good at what they're doing in providing those tools for our people. I think the technology is great. It's improving. I think as long as we can keep moving forward with the technology and not stay stagnant, I think we'll be very good. But I think that you have the people and the tools and the site here to handle any. The legacy that I would like to leave back or here at the district is that I treated everyone fair, all the employees, directors, customers. We have built a great system that I think will last for years and years and years. And I'm just glad to be a part of it.